All right, so today we're back and we're going to be looking at the life and the story of Joseph Turner from Call of Duty World War II. This one that I've been wanting to do for quite a bit, and we're going to be looking at his death and a few other things. So firstly, let's get to know Joseph Turner a little bit more. Now, Joseph Turner was born in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 1913. He later went on to West Point and graduated in 1938, becoming an officer in the Army. By 1939, he had reached the rank of first lieutenant and was serving alongside Second Lieutenant William Pearson. In February of 1943, Turner fought in the Battle of Kasserine Pass with Pearson. During the battle, Pearson ignored orders to retreat and tried to rescue his trapped soldiers. Because of that decision, his men were killed and the Axis forces won the battle. Turner was present and later wrote up Pearson's Article 15 and had him demoted. After that, Pearson became bitter and distant towards his platoon and Turner himself. From then on, Turner kept a close eye on him and often stayed by his side. On June 6 of 1944, Turner and Pearson led their squad during the invasion of Normandy. The squad included Private Ronald Red Daniels, Robert Zussman, and Drew College Stiles, and Technician Frank Aiello. This was basically their platoon, their crew. Now, while they were clearing out a bunker, Zussman was shot and Daniels had to drag him to safety. Daniels almost made it to the medical station, but two German soldiers caught up to him just in time. However, Turner was there and saved him. Now, even with heavy losses, the squad continued to fight. They pushed through the German defenses, cleared bunkers, and destroyed the artillery guns. And after the battle, Pearson gave Daniels a cold welcome to the 1st Infantry Division. Turner, however, welcomed him warmly and praised him for completing the mission and risking his life to save Zussman. Now, later on, during a briefing with Colonel Davis, Turner would learn that Germans are loading a train in France with V-2 rockets. Davis would order Turner and Pearson to work with the SOE, agents Arthur Crowley and Vivian Harris, to stop it. And after all of this finished, they would meet up with French resistance leader Camille Rousseau-Denis to rescue Daniels and Zussman, who had gotten astray from the group. Later on, Turner and his platoon would help Rousseau and the SOE take back Paris. Rousseau would go undercover to meet her informant Fisher and collect explosives, and during this she would kill a high-ranking member of the Germans. And after this finished and the explosives would go off, the Allies would begin their attack and they would manage to liberate Paris with the help of Turner and his platoon. A little bit later, Turner and his team would get pinned down by heavy enemy fire in the German city of Aachen. They would call for tank support, and after this, Turner would continue the mission to capture Hotel Allendorf, the last major German stronghold in the entire city. They would fight their way through the hotel and clear the enemies inside. Now, while checking the basement, Turner would hear a child's voice and he would head towards it. Turner would decide to evacuate them and started loading them into a truck that they found nearby. However, as this was going on, German soldiers would appear and begin to attack the hotel and attack the truck. Now, a firefight would break out, and during this shooting, bullets would hit one of the civilians and kill them. Now, this mission would stir up tensions between Turner and Pearson.
What the hell are you doing?
Following orders. Everyone back to the hotel. Move, move, move! Hey, there's nothing we can do.
And later at headquarters, Colonel Davis would reprimand Turner and Pearson because their orders were to only secure the hotel, not rescue civilians.
We thought there was time, sir.
Last time I checked, Turner was in charge, not you. Is he making the calls now?
No, sir. It was my call. It's on me.
It's on both of us.
Yeah, well, right now, the last thing I should be worried about is if two of my best men can follow orders when we're on the verge of the biggest operation of the entire war. Let me remind you, this is the spearhead of our final drive to the Rhine. Got a whole damn forest to clear so the convoy can get through. So from this point on, I'll accept nothing less than your best. Now get your insubordinate asses ready to move out.
Now, this would lead Turner's squad to set up a defensive perimeter and capture a mill near the base of Hill 493. While they were there, Daniels would ask Turner about what happened between him and Pearson. But before Turner could respond, Stiles would receive a message from command saying that the army is about to attack Hill 493 and that Pearson is already there with his squad and the 2nd platoon. This would piss off Turner, and Turner would quickly gather his men and lead them towards the hill. Now, after clearing the bunker, the squad would move inside, where Turner would confront Pierce about what he's been doing.
How many casualties?
We executed the mission.
How many?
Our instructions were to take this hill.
You should have waited for
There
us.
wasn't time.
What about our...
We had orders!
The hell with our goddamn orders!
Do you think I wanted any of this? We are cogs in the machine, Joseph. We start going our own way, the whole thing breaks down. When did you forget that?
These are men! Our men! When did you forget?
Those 150s are still firing on our position.
Keep moving. We're taking them out!
Now, after destroying the tanks, 2 German crew members would try to escape, but they are shot and killed by Turner. However, moments later, the tank's commander would appear and shoot Turner in the back. Daniels would drag him back into a trench, but Turner realized that his wound would be fatal.
Gotta get our boys out of here.
No, we can still make it.
You have to retreat.
No, we ain't leaving you here.
You get me up, I'll hold them off. You have to go! Go!
It was an honor.
No sacrifice too great. Go. Fall back! Sergeant! Move! Move! Fall back! Move! Go! Go!
Now, this would basically be the end for Lieutenant Joseph Turner, and he would be played by Jeffrey Price, who is an amazing actor. He's come out in so many different things. Came out in The Last of Us, came out in Bosch, came out in the video game The Last of Us playing Tommy, came out in the game Call of Duty Ghosts playing Merrick, and then, of course, Call of Duty World War II as Joseph Turner. Honestly, he has done so good in all of his appearances. I loved him in Call of Duty Ghosts, loved him in World War II, and I think that his death was really a hard one. I think it was a hard one for us. I think it was hard for the team. And just in general, the way that it was shot, the way that it was delivered, it was very cinematic. I really didn't want him to die. I had played World War II for the first time here on the channel, and we were, doing the whole story so far for it. And when I got to that point, it just really sucked to see Turner in that position. I mean, I thought Turner was strong, level-headed, a good guy, and, wanting to do what was best for his team. And he cared for his team. He cared for Pearson, even though him and Pearson had disagreements. But you had to be a certain type of person. You had to have a certain type of personality to deal with everything that was coming your way in such a horrible and hard time. So I think Turner was just the epitome of that. I think Turner was a really good fucking character, and I remember his death hitting me very, very hard. I think his death is one of the saddest deaths in all of Call of Duty and one of the worst deaths in all of Call of Duty. At the end of the day, he sacrificed himself. He died, some people would say like a G, he died like a man with honor, saving his team, giving one final order, and giving his life, for what he believed in, or at least at the very bare minimum, to save his team. And I think his sacrifice was very great. I think his sacrifice was beautiful, and it was hard to see, especially when going through the game for the very first time and you don't know what's happening, you don't know what to expect. And then after his death, the dynamics of the team began to shift. They began to, feel distant from each other. Pearson, Daniels, everybody just, started fighting within each other. And Pearson was hurt heavily by the death of somebody that he cared for. I think somebody that he knew for such a long time that was part of this war with him. And, he was hurt. He tried to pretend like he wasn't. He tried to, hide it by drinking and getting angry, but we could all tell that he was very hurt by this. And, there was a lot for Pearson to learn too, now being the leader, now being in the shoes of Turner and seeing everything that Turner had to carry. It was a difficult thing. So it even hurt the dynamic of the team. But at the end, they were able to kind of lock in and they were able to work together and figure it out. And I think the sacrifice of Turner is one of the best sacrifices in Call of Duty, and it had weight, it held something, and it stood for something.